Okay, today on the Embroidery 2 channel, we're going to embroider a Henley shirt. Henley shirts, I show you a picture of it sitting right here. This is a shirt we're going to embroider. One color logo is just going to say embroidery on shirts on the front. And then I've also done a hooping of some felt. We have the black felt. And since we're using the white, we're using some black felt. One layer of some Pillon. And we've tacked that together. And now we're going to embroider our sample. We're going to cut it out, know the placement, sort of set it on our shirt, and we will use the Hoop Master too, because I know exactly what number to use already, but I wanted to do it this way so you have both ways that you can do it if you don't have the Hoop Master. So let's get on over and let's get this embroidered out, the sample, and then we'll come back and get this Henley embroidered. That's coming up next on the Embroidery to You channel. Okay, the first thing we're doing is embroidering out a sample on some felt, making sure that we like it, looks good, and we can put it onto our shirt. So we're doing that right now. Then I'm going to go over to the Hoop Master and I'll show you how we're going to get that ready, and we're going to embroider that Henley shirt. So I just wanted to show you this. It's great to use the felt for your setup and to show. It looks really nice when you show it to a customer and get their approval, before you go into production, or you can actually embroider them a sample shirt. So this is the first step, and then you can go on to embroidering the sample shirt, get an approval, get them to sign it off, and then you can go into production. So if you're doing on-the-spot embroidery, they can approve it right on the spot, like we do. They're there, they approve it, boom, and then we'll do their 3, 4, 5 shirts, whatever they have, and they know exactly what they're getting. So, but this is going to finish up in just a little bit. We're going to go over and get the Henley hooped and ready to go next, coming up on the Embroidery 2 channel. Okay, we're on our Hoop Master, and you can see I've cut out the sample that I did on the felt, and I've placed it where I want it to be. And I think that's a perfect spot for it. A lot of times your trick is to get the logo that come out right in the middle of the end of this collar. So if you look and watch my finger all the way up to the top of that collar, center that, come on down. That's the approximate spot that I think and I know looks the best, because I've put on these shirts. I've done it for a long time. So you can justify that yourself. But that's the way to do it. I placed that on there, and I've got a little tape on the back of that to hold it in place. Now I'll put this is a Hoop Master. I've got it set on number 14 because that's the one that turned out the best. And then up at the top, there's a bunch of letters up here, and I'm set on the number F, or the letter F, I'm sorry. The letter F, you pull it down, and you can make that mark or mark it down so you know you pull them all down to the letter F. And for the mediums, you're set on number 14. Maybe when you go to the larges, extra larges, you may move it up to number 15 and move it a little bit to the right. So you'll be making little adjustments with your Hoop Master as the sizes change. Do all the mediums, then go to the next size, all the larges, then next size, all the extra larges, and do the same process. And make sure you got the logos in the right position, and then you can do the run on all the different sizes. So that's how we're going to do it. I'm going to hoop this up next, and it's really simple to hoop it up on the Hoop Master, and then I'm going to take it over to the machine, and we're going to get this going. Coming up next on the Embroidery to You channel. Just a quick picture of this before we go on. So there it is. I've hooped it. It's real quick. You just press it in, make sure your adjustments are right, that you've got the tensions properly on your hoop itself and your backings, and we have 2 pieces of Weblon on there, and we're ready to roll. We're going to take it to the machine next. You'll love this Hoop Master if you get it. It's great for production, but remember, if you don't have the Hoop Master, you can do the same process with the hoop on a table, or on this in back of me there's an ironing board. You can just pull it up on the ironing board and use that. Same procedure, except for maybe you're not doing it as fast and it's not as easy to do it and quick to do it as having a great product like the Hoop Master. and you got to have it in your production shop. Okay, let's get on over to the machine. That's coming up next. Okay, we're over at the machine, and I want to show you a quick tip. A lot of times, you know, you want topping on the front of something, and you just forgot to hoop it with the topping. So then you're going, oh man, how am I going to get this topping on there? You don't have to re-hoop it. All you have to do is take, and this gives you a good chance to use all these little pieces of topping that you got laying around. There's lots of it laying around. I leave it, and I have pieces all the time. What we do is keep it, and now you can use that piece of topping. Just line it up, get it in there, and now all you have to do is, so it doesn't move around, take some pieces of tape, tape it in there so it doesn't go anywhere, doesn't move all over the place, it stays pretty steady, and you're ready. You're going to use that piece of topping up, so you're using that topping that you have just laying around that are scraps. Sometimes it's just a little logo that you're putting on there. You have tons of little pieces of topping that you have laying around. This is the way to use that topping. And that way these shirts will turn out even better, of course, with the topping. So we're going to embroider this up, and let's leave the topping on since we have it on there. It's going to turn out better, so let's get this going right now on the Embroidery to You channel. So remember, we're embroidering on a Henley shirt. We got one color, and you've already seen the little logo. It says Embroidery on Shirts. And that's all we're going to do. Embroider that on the front of this shirt in this one color. It's a simple little embroidery job. Remember, these type of shirts, which are the 2-button shirts, are called Henleys. But if you're doing a jersey for, let's say, a sports team, they are called jerseys. And they have two buttons, and you can put a logo on the side. Sometimes you put a logo underneath with a number, and they're called jerseys then, and they got 2 buttons on them. And if you go into Augusta's, you know, catalog or any other sports team, they're going to have a 2-button jersey, and those are meant for the sports team. This one is a nice dress shirt with long sleeves, and we're just embroidering this out so you can see how, because I didn't see anybody doing any Henleys, and everybody's doing polo shirts. We just did one on polo shirts, very similar to a polo shirt, but this only has 2 buttons, and it also is really nice and a little different without the collar. That's why people like those Henleys, and that's why we're doing this video. So now we have our topping on there. We've got approximately 7,000 stitches, a little bit more than 7,000 stitches. So this is going to take just a little while. So we'll come back and talk a little bit more about embroidering on a Henley shirt in just a little bit. We'll be right back on the Embroidery to You channel. Okay, we're finishing up our video on embroidering a Henley shirt. And remember, we've got about 7,300 stitches. We're going at approximately 700 RPMs, and we're getting this done quickly, easily, and it's going to look great. Have our topping on there, water-soluble topping, of course, and that makes it even look better. Sometimes you can get away with not having it, but if you do have some, like I said, with some scraps playing around, it's nice to use it. It turns out even better. So as we do this, remember to subscribe to our channel. We have lots of videos that we've been doing. I think this might be our 95th, 96th video. So check out all our videos on our Embroidery to You channel. There's so many, and we're always coming up with more. So we've never done one on a Henley. So this is our Henley embroidery video. I hope you're enjoying it. Remember, subscribe to the channel, and we'll take a look at this in just a minute. We only have a couple letters left, and we're going to be done. We're using a 9511 needle, and it's a ballpoint. And of course, we always use our magnetic bobbins. Phil-Tech. Use the best. Phil-Tech magnetic bobbins. You'll be in love with them. Great tension all the way to the bottom. And you can't do that with the paper bobbins. They are not as good. So remember, get those Phil-Tech magnetic bobbins. And we're just about done. and we're going to have one of these shirts done, and we can go on and do more if we wanted to. But this is just a one-off, so you got to see what it looks like, and we got to do a Henley for you. And there it is, the completion of our Henley shirt. Now we'll just rip off that topping, and we'll trim the insides, and we'll be done. I hope you enjoyed our video. You have a great day, and we'll see you next time on the Embroidery to You channel.